think it's recording, right?
Hi guys, my name's Olivia. I'm the station manager for WRGW District Radio, and I'm joined today by my two lovely operations directors, Renjani and Christian. And today we're going to be teaching you guys how to stream live shows for WRGW. Obviously, this semester we are doing all remote broadcasting, which is super exciting. So anybody, regardless of where they are, so long as they have an internet connection and a laptop, will be able to broadcast their own show from the comfort of their home, which is really awesome. And we're super excited to teach you guys how to do it. Before we start, we're going to go ahead and tell you what you need to have downloaded before you begin. So first, you're going to need a video chat software. We recommend a software called Discord. We recommend that so that all the windows are the same size. We're essentially going to be broadcasting our shows onto Twitch. So you want all of your windows to be the same size so that there isn't one person that's left out. You're also going to need a Twitch account for your personal show. So if your show name is called K-Hole, which is my show, you would create a Twitch account channel connected to your email for your personal radio show. You're also going to need to download a software called Streamlabs Obs. This is compatible with both Windows and Mac, so just download the version that is compatible with your computer. You're also going to need headphones and a computer with a working internet connection. You can optionally also have an external microphone if you have that, or other sound dampening devices around you for your show. I like to put pillows around me to make sure that everything is nice and quiet, or just go into a quiet room and tell your parents not to bother you. That works as well. So just to give you a rundown of the basic form of what we're going to be doing, essentially you as a radio host are going to be starting a group chat or a video call on Discord that will be meeting with all of your other show hosts. So you'll be talking with them and essentially conducting the show as you normally would if you were in person, but just online. That show will then be broadcasted onto a software called Streamlabs, which will broadcast your show onto Twitch. A board member will then ensure that the show that is broadcasted on your personal Twitch will end up on the official WRGW Twitch, and by proxy on our radio station through iHeartRadio and through the website. So you will still be able to listen, and you'll still be able to do everything that you would normally be able to do for your show. It will just all be virtual. So if you want to learn how to do that, just keep on watching.
Hi everyone, I'm Renjani. I am one of the ops directors, and I'm going to be teaching you guys the first step of live programming, which is how to configure your audio. So you only have to do these steps if you have a Mac. So if you have Windows, you can skip to the part where we teach you guys how to stream your show. So if you have a Mac though, you're going to have to go through these steps with me. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is check which operating system you're on. If you have Catalina or Mojave, it's going to be super similar to what I will be showing you when I share my screen. But if you have Sierra or High Sierra, it'll be a little bit different, but you'll still probably be able to do it on your own just by following me. So the first thing you got to do is make sure that you have I Show You audio capture downloaded on your computer. Now, it's not an application. It is like a plugin almost, or a processing tool on your laptop. So you won't find it in your applications as like its own thing. However, you will see uninstall I Show You audio capture. And if you have that down, then you know that you have the I Show You audio capture installed on your computer. So I'm going to share my screen now and show you guys exactly what you have to do. So the first thing you guys are going to be doing is making sure that the I Show You audio capture is 100% on your allowed on your computer. So you're going to go to your system preferences and then security and privacy and general tab. And right here, you might see around here somewhere, you might see something that's blocking I Show You audio capture from working. If you don't, great, that means it's already working. If you do, however, you're going to want to click the lock to make changes, type in your password, and basically allow anything that I Show You Audio Capture is asking for. So once you finish that, you're going to go up to your Spotlight search and search for Audio MIDI Setup. And once you do, you're just going to open up that application. So here's another place where you can check if you have I Show You Audio Capture, it'll be right there. So what we're going to be creating, like I have here, these two, we're going to be creating a multi-output device. So to create a multi-output device, you're going to click this plus sign in the corner and click Create Multi-Output Device. And then you're going to want to have I Show You Audio Capture clicked, and then whatever speakers basically are your laptop speakers. So that might be MacBook Pro speakers, that might be built-in audio, something like that. You're going to want to have that one clicked. And then you're going to want to make sure that drift correction for that external audio source, so your MacBook Pro speaker, built-in audio, whatever, the drift correction is checked for that and unchecked for the I Show You audio capture. And so then you're also going to want to make sure that the sample rate is at 44.1 kilohertz. Sometimes it's at 48 when you start it, so you're going to want to make sure that's 44.1. And then all you're going to do is click Configure Speakers. This will pop up. All you got to do is click Done, and now you're all set. To check that that has worked, you're going to go to your System Preferences, click on Sound and Output tab, and you should now see your multi-output device, and the type will be aggregate device. And that should now be a selectable option. If you don't see that, you can email operations at gwradio.com and ask us for a time to meet, and we can help you figure out what's going on. And one more thing you guys are going to make sure you have set up on your laptop is that you're going to want to make sure your screen recording is allowed on whatever video chat application that you guys are using. So you're going to, again, go to your security and privacy and click on the privacy output up here. Now, some operating systems have the screen recording here, which then you can click on your Streamlabs. You need to make sure Streamlabs, Cisco Webex, Zoom, Discord, whatever video chat service you're using, that all of those are checked to make sure that it allows for screen recording. If you do not have Catalina, I believe, you're just going to go to your accessibility, and you'll basically be able to click on all of the ones in there, and they'll allow you to do the screen recording. Before you do that, you're going to have to click the lock to make changes, and then you'll be able to click on any of the things you need screen recording wise there, because it'll be in that. If you have Mojave, High Sierra, or Sierra, I believe that's where you'll have to go with accessibility. But if you have Catalina, screen recording will be just there for you to click on.
Also a note for those of you who are going to be using Bluetooth headphones, so that includes AirPods or anything that's wireless that connects to your computer. You want to make sure on your audio devices when you're creating that multi-output device that instead of selecting MacBook Air speakers or built-in output, you want to make sure you select your AirPods or your Bluetooth headphones. The reason for that is that this multi-output device is essentially broadcasting audio into your headphones and also into the software that we're going to be used to stream into Twitch. So in order for you to be able to hear yourself, you have to select the headphones that you are using to record. If you're using just regular wired headphones like I'm using or any other wired headphones, you don't have to worry about this. This is only for people who are using Bluetooth headphones, including AirPods.
Hi, everybody. I am going to walk you through how to use Streamlabs OBS. This is the program we're going to be using to do live shows through Twitch. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. In order to stream through this, you can see this black screen is where your stream is going to be shown. You're going to need to make a new scene for your stream. To do that, you're going to click this plus right here. Right now, I'm using Webex, so I'm going to call this scene Webex. Once you have your scene, you're going to need sources to have visuals and audio show up in your stream. For the sources, you're going to click this plus sign right here once your scene is selected. And for visuals, you're going to have to choose window capture. Once you're adding this source, again, I'm using Webex, so I'm going to call my visual source Webex. It's important to note that in order for your source to show up, oftentimes if you don't have these boxes checked, it's not going to show up in the select options folder. So you want to make sure that both of these boxes are checked, as well as having whatever software you're using. Since I'm using Webex, it's got to be on the same page or desktop as Streamlabs. If it's minimized, Streamlabs won't be able to register it and it won't show up in this folder. So I'm going to click this drop-down folder and click Cisco WebEx meetings. As you can see, they're all our lovely faces. And then when you click done, they show up in the black box. You can choose whatever size you want. I'm going to maximize it and sort of center it. And then once you have this, you have your visuals. Once you've added your window capture source, you're going to also need to add an audio source. So to do that, you click this plus sign right here, go to audio output capture, add source. Say some of your audio that you're playing on your computer is coming from Spotify. You could, for example, name it Spotify. You don't have to name it that. You can name it whatever you want. From there, you click add source, and then you're going to see device and select option. For this, you don't need to do anything. You can just click done, and that should be all set. Now, to configure the audio to make sure that Streamlabs is both recording the audio coming from your computer and coming from your microphone, you will need to go to the settings button right here. Click that. From here, go down to the audio section, and then the I show you audio capture, which we showed a bit before, which you downloaded, needs to be selected for your mic auxiliary 1 device. And then for number 2, it should be your built-in microphone, or if you're using Bluetooth headphones, you should select your Bluetooth headphones. If you have everything selected, which means in your system preferences, you have your audio selected to multi-output device, you should see your built-in microphone registering your voice, and I show you audio capture registering Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're playing your music from within your computer. And then in order to go live, you're going to hit this go live button right here. You can call it whatever you want. Say your show is called Fun Time Music. You could type in Fun Time Music, say whatever game. So in this case, it would just be music. Music. Put whatever tags. Tags are just used to help people find, when they're searching on Twitch, find your show. Put whatever tags you want, and then confirm and go live. And then your show will be streamed directly to your personal Twitch. And then in order to end the stream, you just click this end stream button right here. And that's all there is to it.
So that's everything that you need to know for how to do a live broadcast for WRGW. You can go and start adding as many sources as you want. We've just showed you the minimum here. So we included the window capture, which will select just one screen that you have for your video chat. And we've also included the option to do audio capture, which will record all audio that comes from your computer. So if you pull up something from Spotify or from YouTube, both of that will show up on your computer. 2 notes, though, before you do start broadcasting. You want to make sure that you turn off all notifications on your laptop. If you have iMessage connected to your computer, you definitely want to turn that off, because just how it will connect sound that comes from Spotify, it will also connect sound that comes from notifications from iMessage, and you don't want that going on the radio, so make sure to turn that off. The other thing that you want to make sure to do is if once you are done broadcasting, you're going to want to go into your system preferences, and I will share my screen right now to show you what screen you're looking for. Go into system preferences and then go under sound, and this is the setup that you're going to want to have for during your live show. You want to select your multi-output device as your aggregate device. But when you're done broadcasting, you don't necessarily want to have that multi-output device running all the time. There's really just no need for it to do that because you're not broadcasting all the time. So if you want to switch back to normal, you can select your headphone port instead of your multi-output device. If you have built-in output, that will work as well. Mine just happens to be headphone port because I have my headphones plugged into my laptop. And then just X out of there, and you are good to go.
Hi everyone! So now that we have taught you guys how to do live programming, we're going to move on to pre-recorded programming. For pre-recorded programming, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a video conference app like Webex, Zoom, Discord. I talk funny and I hate myself. Okay. Hi everyone! Hi everyone! So now that we have taught you guys how to do live programming, we're going to move on to pre-recorded programming. So for pre-recorded programming, you're going to need a few things before you can start. You're going to need a video call app like Webex, Zoom, or Discord. We recommend using Webex because it is free for all GW students. And then you're also going to need a DAW, which is an audio editing software. And there are so many like Audition, Audacity, Logic, Garageband. You can pick whichever one you feel most comfortable with. So once you have downloaded those things, you're ready to start your show. So the first thing you're going to do is open up your video call. Make sure every one of your hosts is on there, that all of your mics are working, that everyone can be heard. And then you are going to record your call. Webex is super easy because as the host of the meeting, you're just going to see these buttons at the bottom, and this middle one right there is the record one. And basically you're just going to hit that button. It's going to ask you if you want it on your computer. You're going to say yes. And then it's going to pop up with a window asking for the title of it and where you want to save it after you're done recording. So what we recommend doing for where to save it is keeping a folder for all of your show recordings. Obviously, this is not required, but it's definitely going to help with the organization for you guys. So saving all of your files automatically to that folder will definitely help you. For the title of it, we recommend, strongly recommend naming it the name of your show and the date that it's going to be broadcast. One that makes it super easy for organization, and in the end, when you save the final copy, it'll be titled that, and you'll just be able to send it in, which will make it easy on our part. For board, we'll be able to know exactly when your show is going to be broadcast. So, for example, if we take my show, Tell It Like It Is, and we're broadcasting on September 21st or something like that, we'll title the show recording Tell It Like It Is 9-21. So make it super simple, and that's all you got to do. And then once your show is complete, you're just going to hit that record button again. And then after you've ended the meeting, the recording is going to start saving on your computer. So once you've finished that, that's all you're going to do for recording.
So once you've finished recording your particular show, you've talked with all your guests, you've timed yourself out, you've made sure that you have not gone over your 1 hour slot or whatever slot you've been given by the programming director. You're going to take that show and you're going to find the recording in the place that you just saved it. This is why it is absolutely critical for you to save it in a folder that where you will remember where it is, and also critical for you to name your show, the name of or name your recording with the name of the show, as well as the date that it's set to broadcast. Once you have that up, you're going to pull up your audio editing software of choice. In my case, I'm using Logic, which is really similar to Garageband, but for PC users, we recommend using Audacity, which is free to download. You can also download Adobe Audition, which is free for Colombian GW students. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now with Logic. And as you can see, I have my Logic Pro X screen right here. And one of the first things that I like to do, just because I'm running a radio show and I'm not making a song or anything like that, I'm actually going to change my time to time instead of beats. This is so that I can keep an eye on how long my show actually is, so I make sure that I don't go over the 1 hour mark that I was allotted. In this particular example, I've created a music show. So I have 2 channels right here, and I have the MP3s of songs that are layered to go on top of each other. You unfortunately do need to download every song that you want to have played on your radio show, but we have 2 websites that we suggest for that. You can use YouTube to mp3.com as well as SoundCloud to mp3.com, and we'll have the links for both of those in the description. So that is what I've used for this. I downloaded all my favorite tracks off of SoundCloud and YouTube, and I've put them into my digital audio workstation right here. I don't necessarily want to have huge gaps in between my songs, so I layer them on top of each other like this. And if I were to play this right now, you would see that it kind of fades in and out, which emulates the thing that you would be doing in the station where you would be messing with the crossfaders and the volume within the board. So if you want to add your recorded audio on top of this, you would simply drag and drop that audio file from your Webex call into this additional channel. So I'm going to rename this now and call it Webex. And if I had that audio file, I would drag that in, and I would be able to place it wherever I wanted. So if, for example, you have a music show with a couple of your friends, you can have a couple songs playing and then splice in where your friends would be talking, just as you would during a show in the studio. If you have a news show or a talk show or sports show where it's something that's more solid, then you would skip the step that I have up here with all the music tracks, and you would simply paste the entire Webex call in there, and then just cut any space that happens in the beginning or end. You can edit as much as you want into that if you have pre-recorded interviews, if you have segments from a game, things like that. You're more than welcome to go ahead and paste that into here. Again, you can use YouTube to mp3.com to take any of the audio and put that into your track. Once you are done, you're going to want to export this track. So I select both of these channels, and I hit File, Bounce, Project or Selection. This is the same, if you're using Garageband, you're also going to want to hit Bounce, Project or Selection. If you're using Audacity or Audition, it's going to be File, Export. And you're going to want to make sure you export it as an MP3 and then hit Bounce. This will then save to your desktop or wherever you set it to save. Once that show is done, you're going to want to just skim through it real quick. I like to hit the play button and then just go to random points in the show to make sure that your audio actually exported. If you only exported 2 minutes of your show, then you know you have to re-export it again. You just want to make sure one last time that you actually have the full hour that you're set to have. Once you've confirmed that, you're ready to move on to the next step. Just note that when you are exporting a Webex audio, it will save as an MP4, meaning that it has the video attached to it. That's okay. The video isn't going to mess anything up. You just want to make sure when you're dragging and dropping that file into your audio editor, if it gives you the option to get rid of the video, you're going to want to get rid of the video because you don't need it. You're only going to be using audio since this will be broadcasting on the radio stream, not on Twitch.
So once your show is done and recorded, you're going to want to send it in an email. If it's too large to fit in an email, you can share it via Google Drive. But regardless, you're going to share it to showsubmissions@gwradio.com. You're going to want to make sure that that show is in 24 hours in advance. And if you know that you're not going to be able to get your show in 24 hours in advance, you need to email programming@gwradio.com.